Apex Legends Season 21 upheaval starts in just 2 days. And now we've seen gameplay of the new season along with tons of new changes and cosmetics that are coming to Apex Legends, and there's a lot of awesome changes that you might not have noticed, and some of you will be really happy about these. So in today's video, we're going to cover some of the biggest changes that you may not have noticed for Season 21. Now that the EA creators have shared a lot of changes in gameplay, we know about so many new legend buffs and perks that are coming, and I'm going to start off with the crypto buff, because this one I think has gone a little bit unnoticed and a lot of people aren't realizing how good this is. So Crypto's getting a buff, first of all, to his base kit, where now the banners will show nearby squads whenever your drone is out. It's no longer part of a perk. This is just how Crypto's going to work now. So while your drone is out, the banners around the map will show how many nearby squads are there, which is really useful information that you can get while not having to be in your drone. As for his perks, he gets a new perk called Hackathon, which doubles his drone recharge speed and gives him a speed boost when it explodes. That means when your drone is destroyed, you'll get it back 2 times faster, which is huge. But not only that, the speed boost when it explodes means that if someone breaks your drone, you can just rush them or run away, or even when you use your EMP, you'll get a speed boost. That means that you can pop your EMP and then close the gap really quickly so that you can finish off the damaged enemies. He'll also get a new perk which improves drone handling, so you'll get faster acceleration and deceleration, so just better drone mobility overall. They seem to be making crypto a lot better piece by piece, and I think in the right hands, these crypto buffs are going to be huge. Speaking of changes to legend perks, Catalyst is getting a redesign of her perks. So if you choose the perks on the right, then that will benefit your ults and rotations because it allows you to have a longer ult and a longer lasting ult at the same time. But the left perks are mainly for bunkering down, where you can have 1 extra tactical charge and a new perk, which means when you're barricading destroyed doors, it will now replenish the door. So instead of just creating a ferrofluid door that takes 2 punches to hit that you can't open, it will fully recreate the door so that it now takes 4 hits to break again, and it's a normal door that you can open, which is going to be absolutely crazy. But I think Catalyst probably needs this because Alta, the new legend, straight up counters any of her doors that she could make anyway. But we'll get onto that because there's also a brilliant Newcastle buff where his tactical now deploys really fast. In the gameplay you can see it's super fast, but also his ultimate now becomes a mini Watson pylon. It now destroys projectiles while it's energized. Now this will destroy projectiles incoming from the outside, but if you're stood in the Newcastle wall, then you can still throw projectiles out at the enemies. So let's say you have your Newcastle wall and an enemy tries to throw a Gibraltar ult at you, it will zap the Gibby ult and destroy it completely. I think Newcastle as a legend is already really strong for competitive play, and this just makes him 10 times better having a portable Watson pylon. We also know that Ashe gets an incredible buff. You probably have heard of this one because finally her tactical is an offhand ability, meaning you'll be able to shoot while throwing your tactical, you'll be able to heal while throwing your tactical. It's a great day for Ashe mains, but I don't think this is going to change much about her. It's good that this is finally a thing, but Ashe is still going to be a pretty weak legend in my opinion. Octane also gets a full redesign of his perks. The 2 perks on the right are related to his jump pad, so you can get 2 charges and you can have the tap strafe jump pad at the same time, and the 2 left perks are the exact same. They both take away 5 HP from his stim cost, meaning you could stack this and get a 10 HP reduction to your stim, or you can have reduced stim and the double jump pad at the same time, which is really nice for Octane's perks there. A couple more tiny changes. Fuse now gets the ring console perk, so he's able to scan the zone, and Conduit now gets a much better perk at level 2, where she can hold 3 batteries instead of being able to see if there's a shield bat inside a death box, which was really a useless perk. Ballistic also gets a brand new perk where his sling weapon will now level up with his Evo, which means, let's say you get to purple armor, your sling weapon will now be a purple rarity weapon. So full purple attachments and a much nicer scope. Now, unfortunately, when you get to red Evo, you don't get a gold weapon. You obviously just get a purple weapon because your ult will give you the gold weapon, but that's a really nice perk, and I think a lot of people are going to be choosing that. Bloodhound does have some new perks and a little redesign, but this is kind of a nerf, if anything, because they no longer have the tactical reduction perk, and their level 3 perk now gives you 50 HP instead of 25 HP when you get a knock during your ultimate, but there's now a new perk which extends your ult duration when you get a knock, which used to be part of the base ult, so that is now being nerfed and just turned into a perk, which is kind of bad, but Bloodhound is really powerful anyway. Now, as for the gameplay changes, a huge one is that grabbing teammates' banners will no longer play the animation, so it's instant, so you won't be getting killed by that, which was really annoying. And all Void characters will now be able to see players while in the Void. Players in the Void will be highlighted in this red color you can see in this gameplay, so this will work for Alta's new tactical and ult, it will work with Wraith's tactical and Wraith's ult, and it will also work with Ashe's ult, so it just means players will be a lot more visible while you're phasing, and it means you'll know where they are for when you come out of the phase, you'll know exactly where to look. And this pairs quite nicely with one of Alta's perks. Alta has a perk where when she exits her tactical, she'll be able to see player info, which is just like a Seer tactical where you're able to see the player's health, which is quite useful. And since enemies are highlighted while in the Void, it means you'll know exactly where you need to be looking, and you can really prepare when you come out of your tactical. Now, there are a few things to notice about solos mode. We know it's going to be coming to the game and replacing duos for the first half of the season, so it's going to last 6 weeks, but what we did notice in some of the recent gameplay that was shared is that you'll be able to pick up the blue and purple Evo caches, which will spawn on the ground, and these will give you a small amount of XP to level up your Evo. This is probably because you don't have teammates, and teammates can obviously earn you more XP by scanning ring consoles and scanning care packages and stuff like that, so since you don't have them, you can just pick up these Evo caches around the ground to level up much faster. We also noticed in the gameplay that kill cams will be enabled during solos, and that means you'll be able to spot if anyone's cheating in Season 21, so keep an eye out for that. Now, Apex finally decided to get rid of the Digi threat, so the 1x Digi is now gone. I mean, it could only be put on shotguns and pistols, but now it's completely out of the loot pool. As far as weapons go as well, there are a few changes. Of course, the Devotion is going into the care package and the Wingman's coming out, and they have nerfed the Wingman significantly. It can no longer take a sniper mag, so it's capped at 6 bullets per mag the entire game, and the Skull Piercer is gone. Instead, we have the boosted loader. The longbow can no longer take a barrel stabilizer, and there may be a few other minor tweaks to some other weapons, but those are the main ones we know so far. Now, just quickly onto cosmetics. We know we're getting a brand new exotic shard currency, which you can purchase, but we also know that you can get it in the battle pass. It is confirmed now that you'll be able to get these exotic shards in the battle pass. In Season 21, there'll be 10 exotic shards in the premium battle pass at tier 89, and these exotic shards you will be able to use to upgrade the katars, because we now know that the new katar artifact will work as follows. You'll be able to buy the base katar for 150 heirloom shards, and then there are 5 different katar designs that you can buy using exotic shards. Now, it's 10 exotic shards per upgrade, and you have to get the upgrades in order. So you have to start off with getting the base. So if you want the base model of, let's say, the Molten Katar, then you have to spend 10 exotic shards to have the base layout, which has the nice little jagged blade. Then you have to pay 10 exotic shards for the theme, then 10 more exotic shards for the power core, which gives it the visual effects, then 10 more exotic shards if you want to get the special animation, which is just an emote that you can use while you have the Katar equipped, which will play a special activation, and then finally 10 more exotic shards to get the death box of that Katar set. So overall, it will cost you 240 exotic shards to get all of the Katar variants, and you are able to mix and match different parts of these artifacts. But if you do buy all of them, which as I said will be 240 exotic shards, which will cost you around $200, well, once you complete those, you'll get a free nitride set, which will be a nitride version of the Katar, which you can see here. So yeah, that's how they plan on doing this, and all of these variants will be released in Season 21 at the beginning. They're not going to be part of events or anything. They're just going to be released immediately for you to buy in the artifact store, which means they will plan on releasing more artifacts in the future, which won't all be the Katar model. They may plan on releasing new artifacts of completely different models, like a sword or nunchucks or anything, you know. They could literally make the artifacts anything and create a bunch of other models. So make sure you know that before you spend any money on these things. And we also know that they are returning reactive weapon recolors, but these are going to be part of the exotic store, and it was leaked that they'll cost 50 exotic shards for one weapon recolor. Now, this price may change, but that is also going to be another use for the exotic shards. We did see gameplay that this red flatline recolor is actually returning as well, along with an R99 recolor from Season 7. So as far as cosmetics go, that's kind of how they're trying to run these things. I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that, but I'm a huge fan of all the gameplay changes and the new legend Alta, who's going to be a lot of fun with the ability to teleport through walls and surfaces up to a depth of 20 meters. Now, if you want to know more about Alta's abilities, there are tons of gameplay videos. I'll link some in the description of EA creators that have showed them off, because if you're looking for an in-depth analysis of that, then those are the videos you want to watch.